Alright, this video is about important tips for freedom content creators. I am somebody out there who speaks my mind, somebody who likes to challenge the status quo, and with it comes a lot of challenges when it comes to content creation. Although I choose to be on mainstream platforms such as YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, I must abide to their guidelines if I choose to be on those platforms, and so I am very careful. I try to be careful with what I'm doing because I bring those people to the alternative platforms, or in general I just want to bring the message to the world, and the message is unifying, the message is beautiful, it's about love, it's about truth, it's about nature and morality. It sounds like it wouldn't be controversial, but indeed it is, because the things that are affecting those things the most are touchy subjects, things that are deemed controversial and things that most people don't want to look at in themselves or in others or in the world in general. And so here are my tips aside from the philosophy. I'm not going to be talking so much about the philosophy. I'm going to be sharing with you a story. Okay, so you know I use mainstream platforms, and that's probably how you know of the alternative platforms. I encourage that you go to the other platforms that I'm on as well, in case anything ever happens to this channel. But in general, stay connected in this community. Anyone who's out there, Daryl, thank you for always following my work. You know, and there's others that have always been around, and I have to give a shout out to Daryl because I didn't give him a shout out in any of my recent videos, but he's always leaving a comment. So thank you, Daryl. You're probably the most committed subscriber, especially on the YouTube end. But there's a lot of people also on BitChute and Odyssey that follow me, so that's really awesome. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to share with you a story. So there was a bigger content creator that I got in touch with, especially as I did my Taoism seminar and all my works concerning Taoism. There's a content creator called True Meaning. So look up True Meaning. He's got 500,000 subs, not even 20 videos. Very impressive. But I got in touch with him, and he said I could share this story with you guys. He said to me, the first thing he said when he talked to me was that I'm criminally underrated and that I deserve a lot more subs. Now, there's a lot of people who say this about my content. They've said it actually 3 years back too, when I was doing health content, and I did not get a lot of views then. I barely hit 10. Now I get at least 100 or 200 per video, which to me was like, wow, this is progress. And it took me 3 years to get to 1,000 subs on YouTube, and then less than a couple months just to get to 2K. So that's a pretty big exponential growth. I see it as quite well and significant. But here is a content creator, True Meaning, who is massively successful, who knows this system inside and out. He knows how the algorithms work. He even has several degrees in this stuff. Like he really knows his stuff, you know? So for him to tell me that I am actually 100% getting censored is insane, right? Because I knew that probably some of the information I talk about is along those lines, even though I am pretty careful. But if you look also at my older videos, I'm a little bit more unscripted. I talk a little bit more about the touchy subjects. And YouTube is still actually flagging some of my videos from 3 years ago, by the way, to this day. So it seems to me that there might be some weights on my shoulders, a poison, a taint on my channel from the videos that I did years back, which is quite unfortunate. Because that means anything I produce now won't get as many views because of what I did 3 years ago. And so this is what I see to be the dilemma, a little bit of a rut that I got into with content creation when he told me about how I'm 100% getting censored and, you know, I'm being pushed out of the algorithm. I think it's quite significant because, you know, I don't go the route of popularity or money, but I do want these ideas to be influential, and I do create projects that are for everybody, and I want them to speak their mind, and I turn their articles and I turn to videos. If I were to say, okay, I'm going to go the full PC, political correctness route, and try to make everything super clean on the mainstream platform side of things, then I would not be producing what I want to produce. I would not be producing the content that really strikes at the roots to the problem, which is statism, a belief system. And although that doesn't sound extreme, the algorithms pick up every word I say. We don't know exactly how these algorithms work, but we do know that they do transcript all our material, and they do shadow ban, they do all sorts of weird, sketchy things, and there was many whistleblowers who talk about it. So nonetheless, he came to the conclusion that I should make a second channel, a new channel that would not so much go over politics, but would go over nature and spirituality and food forest. And I was like, I've been thinking about this. Now, he didn't say that word per word. I added to that because I was thinking about this before he mentioned it to me, but he basically confirmed it. He confirmed the fact that I need to make another channel. And I was thinking about that for a while because of my content on Taoism and seeing how that's a target market. I was like, what if I just clip some of my seminars, or what if I just put some new stuff on there? Well, I'm going to approach this new channel with simplicity. Just as he has a pretty simple way of handling things, in True Meaning, very simple name as well, I'm going to try to approach this with simplicity. And we can bring people to the websites, we can bring people to this channel that I'm making this video on, and we can then bring people to the more extreme controversial truths, although it's just more of the things that are slightly more touchy, but are still ever more necessary for the world. So we're still sharing the truth. It's just using the system a little bit and understanding how that system works, because unfortunately, and again, I can't blame everybody that works at Google, I can't blame YouTube for this, but it's just how the algorithms work, that they might push certain people down due to what they said long ago and the words that they've used and all sorts of things. So if I can target market nature and spirituality, which I often talk about, and just leave out the politics and then have that in, where it could be, which is this channel, and have the Liberator projects keep going. We're still doing everything we're doing, still keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to have a separate channel that can hopefully bring in more people and new minds. Now, over the past year, I have reached a lot of new people through YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, but a lot of it also just comes from word of mouth. Mark Passio's community. David Icke had some of my videos on his website. Same thing with a lot of other alternative news websites. They actually posted my video on their site. So if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be getting subscribers. And the same thing with me posting on Telegram or other platforms. I'm doing so much effort on my end, and here's True Meaning looking at me like I'm putting all this effort in, and why am I not getting anything out of it? It's because I'm getting pushed down. And again, I consider him a reputable source for this information. So, it didn't sit with me well to say, man, my channel is tainted and I have to work around that. So I'm going to continue what I'm doing, okay? I'm just going to have a separate channel, and I'm going to have it linked in the description below. So be sure to subscribe to it, help boost it up, because when I post the first video, which I'll let you guys know, I want to get some momentum around it, and we'll see what we can do, right? I'm going to try to do everything perfectly in the system and see how it operates. There's some other tips and other strategies I'm going to experiment with as well, such as posting on every other platform with the same description for the metadata, and then copying that to every single platform and then doing YouTube last. So that's another tip of advice. So aside from having a separate channel that isn't focused on the controversial ideas and bringing people to the platforms that, like the websites or whatever, that might share more about that, having also the metadata from Odyssey and Rumble and all these other platforms, and then doing YouTube last. So that way it detects it in their system and it gives you a little bit of a boost. This is another tip. Thank you, John Peniel Chidester, for giving me that one. And it's been going around, different tips on how to do different things. And you can look up billions of channels and how to do things. But the main one in this video is to create something that isn't about freedom or isn't about politics, even though that's what we're talking about. Because you have to bring people that direction. Unfortunately, this is not 2008. I was working with the 2008 algorithm. I thought by posting every single day it will get me more in the algorithm. True Meaning said that's how it used to work, but not anymore. He barely posts more than once a month. You don't need to post regular anymore. If this was 2008 and there wasn't as much censorship, we'd probably have a lot more of an impact than we do. But because of the way it is, unfortunately, it's just not going to work. So that's the goal, and I just wanted to let you guys know about this. I'm going to probably live stream when I get the first video up and running, when this whole new channel is up and running. I'll live stream on this channel to let you guys know. And we're going to try, if possible, to get audience retention, because this is really the main metric that matters. So that means that, do a little live stream, say, hey guys, go over to this other channel. Let's try to watch it. Even if you have it muted, just watch the whole thing, start to finish. The audience retention adds a big boost within the algorithm. So this is just something I want to do. Stay tuned on the next channel that you watch the whole video. Now, if you do this as a favor for me, great, because again, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the message. I'm going to always be doing this work for free and to educate the world. Now, that being said, I might do fundraisers for certain things and be very transparent if I do ask for money, because I want to set up certain projects in real life and actually create change in this world. But if I really do want to create change in this world, then I do have to reach the masses, and that means making really simplistic content. I notice a lot of people in our community, we're doing seminars, we're doing hour-long content, and it's awesome, but because of the sensitivities within it, and because of the lack of audience retention, and because of the lack of other forms of professionalism and simplicity, it's just not going to reach the average person. Okay, so this is something that if any of you are a content creator out there, like maybe you're Conrad Rogas, I think you have awesome content, reach out to me, and you can try to work on a separate channel as well, because unfortunately that means everybody in the One Great Work Network, everyone in the Truth Freedom Movement, if you have a channel, you're going to have to make a new one in order to really draw in this strategy that I'm talking about. Okay, so aside from that, I have a scheduled book. Okay, now I released a trailer about this as well on my channel. The 10th of November, okay, a book release from me. Now, I don't usually make a video about this, but I am this time, because I want the book to rank higher in the algorithm on Amazon. Again, reaching the masses. This is a book that goes deep into Taoism and shares within it also the anarchist ties with Taoism, which is just natural to its philosophy. Okay, quite literally natural, because it's recognizing the Tao and nature as the authority over man, and recognizing that man trying to control his universe and trying to say there needs to be a perfected structure over the universe is the problem. And so Taoism understands this really quite well, which is why it's considered the first anarchist philosophy and considered the most libertarian or freedom-based philosophy. So I made a book on Taoism, which is going to appeal to a lot of spiritual individuals and people who already study Taoism but don't know about that side of things that deals with freedom and politics and really escaping those mental barriers. So if we can wedge into that community, awesome, and become one of the best sellers on Amazon, great. Now, if not bestseller, that's okay. At least it'll still be ranked higher on Amazon and more people will see it. So when the book comes out, and you can pre-order on Kindle now, which you don't need Kindle, I'd rather you just wait for the paperback, okay? Paperback or hardcover, I also have that in two different forms, so you can pick. Okay, and so you can pick one of those and you can order it. I tried to set it to the cheapest price possible. It is over 200 pages each, okay, for each format. So I can't make it super cheap, but I made it as cheap as I could. So stay tuned for that, okay, on the 10th. Put it on your calendar if you want, because it really helps, and you don't need a lot of people to become bestseller, especially in the topic of Taoism on the Amazon page. That's like a niche group of people, and those niche group of people is actually very open-minded people who care about nature, who care about humanity, who care about the truth. And so if you came to my channel and you discovered me through shorts, awesome, because YouTube Shorts is very powerful and I recommend everybody does it, okay? Although it's also changed the algorithm a little bit, it's still much better than producing videos. Instagram Reels, really good algorithm. I got over 15,000 engagements in not even a couple days. That's quite significant. TikTok I haven't had much success with. In the beginning I did, but then it sort of died out, maybe because, like YouTube, they detect what I'm saying. I'm not sure, okay? But either way, I am just letting you know these are the tips of advice I have. YouTube Reels, YouTube Shorts, okay, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and doing a YouTube channel that is more spiritual, nature-based, things that are not too controversial, but still in the realms of truth. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for the book reveal at the 10th of November. Thank you very much. Take care.